Welcome to Encounter, where we celebrate putting faith into action and community leaders who live out compassion, grace, and love. We're a program of the Broome County Council of Churches that addresses food insecurity through CHOW and the Greater Good Grocery, provides hospital and jail ministry, builds wheelchair ramps, and assists neighbors with transportation and shopping services through Faith in Action volunteers. We invite you to the conversation. Encounter your neighbors as we learn to walk together in love and kindness.
Good morning and welcome to Encounter. I'm your host today, Joe Sellepack, the Executive Director at the Broome County Council of Churches. One of our programs that I am most proud of, and this is one that we've been working on for about 5 years now, is the Greater Good Grocery. The Greater Good Grocery is on the north side of Binghamton, and we opened it in what would have been a food desert. Previous to that, it had been 25 years since a grocery store was on the north side of Binghamton. And a lot of things have happened in those 5 years. And so we're going to talk to the general manager, Kinya Middleton, and Stacey Fitzpatrick, who is our Greater Good Grocery bus manager. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the developments that are going on at the store, as well as how you all, those of you that are inclined, can help by shopping at the store or off the bus. So welcome to Encounter today, Stacey and Kinya. I know Kinya, you've been on before.
Yes.
So what's been going on in 5 years?
So much. We've actually grown so much as a store with the bus, but we're still every day just trying to serve the most vulnerable population, but just every single person in Binghamton while growing. So The store started off, with a little bit of shelves. The store's full to capacity, and we're still growing, just changing every single day to make sure that we are helping the people of Binghamton and all over.
And one of the things that has come on recently has been WIC.
Yes.
The Women, Infants, Children. Do you want to talk a little bit about that too?
Oh yes, we're actually very excited about the WIC program. WIC, as many of you know, it services women and children under 5, so they have access to free formula, milk, fruits and vegetables, and it's just a great program to kind of help women income-based stretch their budget. It lets children try different fruits and vegetables, baby food, formula, just different things where maybe if you don't have the income, you can try that with WIC. So we're excited to have that at the store. And the great thing about us having it at the store is because our store is small in capacity, a lot of the times when women, they have WIC, when you're in a major grocery store, the lines are long and there's so many stipulations on certain things you can have for WIC. But at the store, we have a shelf just dedicated to items that are WIC approved through WIC, and we have those things set aside so that way you don't have to figure out what is WIC approved, what isn't. We have that shelf set aside for WIC stable products.
And that way they don't have to search all over the store.
Not at all.
Right?
It's a very simple process, and it's easier when you go right up to the register. You know that this is approved.
Now that takes a lot longer than what people think to get approved for WIC, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh! It is not an easy task. Just the process takes a while, but I understand why the process takes a while, because you want to make sure that you're offering the right products and different, you have every single thing that is on WIC, and it changes every single day. There's always new things, there's always new guidelines. So the process for us to get WIC, which we are so grateful to be able to serve that and offer that at the store, but it definitely was not an easy process.
No, I can't imagine. Well, I know it wasn't, because I was involved in the process too.
Yes.
It went back and forth. It was like this huge comedy of errors at times.
Yes, yeah. And little things too, like it's just like kind of one of those things that like, oh no, like this has to be done exactly this way. So,
and people would be surprised too to hear how hard it is to even get on SNAP.
It is not these just to get those programs or inside of the store are not easy. There's so many barriers.
Well, And now, Stacey, we enter the bus. So the bus is like a calling card. You're driving down the street and everybody can
see me.
Everybody can see it and they know what it is,
It's
right?
a happy bus.
Happy bus. I like to call it like the Partridge Family.
Right.
You know, it's
The
got
groovy
that
bus.
It's got that groovy feel to it, right?
Absolutely.
And you're our bus manager. Tell me what it's like at a typical stop for the bus.
You know, it's great. One, we've established a lot of friendships and relationships at our stops that we've been going to now a little over a year. So it's great. We really listen to our customers and we ask a lot of questions. So we kind of cater our stock to the customers we're servicing. So they come and shop. We have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. We talk about recipes, putting good meals together. So there's a lot of sharing on the bus as well. We're super excited too that we are going to have WIC on the bus, which is super exciting. I don't think there's many mobile markets in New York that have WIC on the bus.
One other.
Right, so we're super excited to be number 2 to have it. But you know, it's so important to our residents of Broome County that in some areas they don't have access. It's a long way to get to the store, or perhaps they have some physical disabilities that impair them from getting to the store, and so we can bring these products right to their neighborhood, right to their apartment complex, and then come on and use their WIC card and get their WIC approved products. So we're very excited about that.
And we need to make everyone aware that anyone, though, can shop off the bus.
Yes, it is open to anyone.
Right.
Anyone that sees the bus, please come on and shop. It's open to anybody that lives in Broome County, or if you're visiting from somewhere else, you can come and shop on the bus.
Yeah, and we take cash and we take credit cards. Yep. We
take SNAP, and we also have our great program that Kinya created, our Give Back program that she created for SNAP shoppers at the store. We've extended that into the bus, so that is for our SNAP shoppers on the bus as well.
So every program, the goal obviously is to have every program that we have at the store available on the bus.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so anyone can shop there. And do they get the little shopper card too, and the little
Yeah,
all that
absolutely.
stuff?
We have a rewards program if you shop with cash or credit. We have a fun little program that on your 10th visit to the bus, you get $10 off. That's another program that Kinya created for our customers. So we like to include everyone in our rewards, so it's fun to shop on the bus. And we have a huge variety for such a small space. We have dairy, we have freezer items, we have fresh bread, beautiful produce. That's the star of the bus, is the produce. And then we have a huge selection of dry goods. So we really listen to our customers and have the items that they want to shop and cook with.
And how do folks find the schedule for the bus?
Yeah, very easy. So we're right on Facebook. We're connected to the Greater Good store, or you can go to the Greater Good bus and you can see our schedule for the week or for the day. So right now we're up to about 18 stops a week. So we're definitely looking to get some more stops in there. So if you're interested in having the bus come into your community, just send us a Facebook messages and we'll do our best to work on it.
And Kinya, so that we're, when we're talking about the product that's at the grocery store, how has that shifted over the years? Like, when we started, we didn't know our customers, and so we, now we're getting to know our community a little bit better and what their needs are and stuff. So how has that shifted?
So thank you for that question. I think every single day it changes. The goal is to make sure that we are servicing the people that want to come to the store. We want to make sure that we have exactly what they need. One of the things we did when we first started out is we had a list and just things you'd like to see inside the store, and then we base them off that. A lot of the times people say, hey, when are you getting this in? Or we like when you had this in. So that helps us know exactly what we need to buy, so we know that it's going to get sold and that they really need the product. So it just changes every single day. We're just trying to make sure that we service every single one. Recently, we all went on a trip to Boston and we got some really great ideas. And I just came back from Detroit recently, so I got some great ideas. So with every single day, that is our goal, to definitely service the people that will come to the store. So, we're excited about a new idea that we have, and we have a lot of great international products at the store, and we plan to expand with that. Stacey on the bus, she services the ACA, and a lot of products that they might need, we're in the process of trying to get those on the bus.
That's the American Civic
Yes,
Association.
the American Civic Association, and that's one of our stops. It's actually a pretty popular stop.
Yes.
Very popular stop. And so that has given me, from us traveling just recently, some great ideas of what else we can do to service people.
Yeah, because for Muslim populations and for Jewish people and for others,
Yes.
there are dietary restrictions that are part of their faith, and so we want to make sure that what we have reflects the needs of the people that we're trying to help, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And to make sure, just in the store too, and on the bus, it's such a welcoming space, but not only it being welcoming, just making sure that we have things for people to come and buy too. So the vibe and the energy is always amazing at the store, always amazing at the bus, but we still want to make sure that we have the products there for
Yeah, that's
them.
one of the things that I always like about both the bus and the store is the vibe. I mean, the vibe is always good. So you go there, you're greeted. There's friendliness there. There's a sense that it's different than when you go to a normal grocery store where you're just another number.
Right.
Where we treat people as if they're people, individuals. We know names, we know
Absolutely.
stories.
Most definitely. I think that's one of the great things that we know here, and we have names and people. And even if we see people outside of the store, they're like, "Hey," and they become your family. After a while, the same customers we have, how you doing? They check on you, ask you how your kids are, how they're doing, like the changes. And I can say for like the last 5 years or so, just with the store coming up and opening, we've seen so many changes in people and like so much growth. And it has been a really good thing to just watch, to see the differences and the changes and what we've done just in our small capacity for people.
I think the relationships have helped the business grow, because that has helped us expand what produce we carry, what dry goods we carry, making sure that we have several different options with meat for people that don't eat pork. So the relationships that we have with the people that shop at our store and on the bus has really helped us have a better variety and really, make sure that we have our pulse on what people are really eating right now and what they need.
My guests today are Kinya Middleton, the general manager of the Greater Good Grocery, Stacey Fitzpatrick, who is our Greater Good Grocery manager. And it's interesting when we were trying to figure out how to get all the programs on the bus that we have in the store. We actually found out that the bus, according to SNAP and to WIC and to all the other programs, is actually its own entity. So we had to treat them as two different things. You can't work under one license in both places.
Right, yeah.
So we had to kind of make it was a lot more complicated than what we thought it was going to be, and so it took a while before we got SNAP and WIC on the bus. But it's those two things are coming on, and well, we already have been operating with SNAP for a number of years, but WIC is one that we had to recently expand to. When will that come online? Has it?
It should be available in the next few weeks. I think we have one or two more steps to complete, and then we'll be up and running.
All right, very good. And so soon we're going to, within 2 weeks, we'll probably be able to have folks shop off there and find their WIC products that they need and have it come to them in the community. So one of the obvious questions that people have about the food and the product that we have at the store sometimes is this the same product that we carry at Chow or through Broom Bounty that we recover? Is it fresh food? Is it, how would you answer that?
I would say no. Absolutely not. It isn't. What we offer at the store is it's a different we're all under the same umbrella, but we offer the products that aren't from Chow, that aren't from Broom Bounty. We have a separate vendors for each and everything that we have in the store. So I would say no to that. We do have certain items, and we have a certain section where our things are close to date, that we sell for a cheaper price, but we still have the staple items that you would need: your bread, your milk, water, seasonings. But we do have a separate area where you can buy close to date products.
We actually get this question a lot.
We do every day.
We have regular grocery store vendors, and even though we do try to offer a really good price, we want to have the best prices available for our customers. We still have customers that want their Campbell's and their brand names that they've known all their life. So we do offer a name brand, and also we have a cheaper option as well.
A private label.
But we still have fresh produce that comes in 3 times a week. We also have a community partner through Russell Farms who treats us so well, and we're able to offer more produce through him. So we are pretty proud of having fresh products all the time.
Yeah, it's important for people to know too that the food that they're buying has not been salvaged, or
Yes, sir.
it's not purchased through that kind of a process. That we make sure that our inventory is kept up. That
Yes.
and that we're handling the food according to what a best practice for a grocery store would be, right?
Absolutely.
Not saying that anything. Well, and I'll be the first to admit this too. I mean, we have similar vendors that we're working with for both Chow and for the grocery store, and that at times, in order for us to get a better deal, we will purchase together in order to make a better deal for both organizations, because it just makes sense to do that, because it's part of what makes the food affordable at the grocery store that people are buying. But we want to make sure that folks know that there is a line there that we don't cross, and that that even if the grocery store has to store things within the warehouse, it gets stored in its own locations within the warehouse, and we don't mix the products that way either. And that also protects our donors on the one side who donate to Chow, and it protects the grocery store from the obvious issues that come from that. So it's important for us to be able to say that to our public.
Absolutely.
But one of the greatest things about both of the stores, like the bus and even Chow and other things, is that they're all about helping people in food insecurity, right?
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that people are fed, that they have a good experience around food, because frankly, food, you and I both cook, Kinya. I know Stacey, you're big into this too, but food is life.
It is.
It really is.
It is. It's what gives us life. And when we care for food, when we give food, when we have people around, have people over around a table, like for Stacey's from Louisiana, and so for those of you that know anything about gumbo or jambalaya or any of that stuff, if you have a big pot of that, then you want to have company over, because that's just a great thing to share with folks, right? So let's talk a little bit about what some of those stories of customers and people that we've been able to help through both of our the bus as well as at the store.
Sure. It was so funny when we were leaving today. One of our customers who comes in a lot, she always says she's very thankful just for us to have those double bucks, because without the double bucks, she would go to a pantry. And this kind of just having that program where no other store offers that helps her extend her budget. I mean, we know right now things are so expensive, and I fear that it is going to get worse. And just by having that double up program, it really extends the budget for someone who doesn't have access or other means to food, and they can still, with that, with that double buck program, they're still able to shop to extend their budget, but still, even with that, it's still healthy initiatives, vegetables, meats, so you're still able to stretch. So the double buck program isn't for candy or soda, but it's for you to stretch your budget for another meal or two. So people really are very, very happy with that. And that, along with our free produce day that we do through M&T, these programs really help people really stretch their budget, especially during uncertain times that we have right now. These programs are amazing.
So I was incognito. Every now and then I'll just show up at the Greater Good Grocery with blue jeans and a T-shirt on, and I don't look anything like the Reverend Dr. Sellepack. And so I'm walking through the store, and I'm shopping, and I'm getting stuff. And there's this one guy. He had his entire cart full of vegetables, and I said, "Boy, that's a lot of vegetables." He said, "Oh yeah, this is my entire vegetables for the entire month." He said, "This place," and he talked about the healthy RX bucks that we accept through for that, which is a prescription. He talked about the double bucks program and how much that was working for him. And he said, "Man, if you're on SNAP," he said, you get twice the amount of vegetables." He said, "My doctor is so happy with me." And he's like going on about all these things, and he says, you should shop here too." And I'm going, "Well, of course I'm going to shop here. I'm right here. I've got my own avocados, and I've got my own, all that kind of stuff." And so we had this great old conversation about the store, and about what it meant to him, and all that kind of stuff, and about all the health outcomes that he was having, making his doctor happy, and all that kind of thing. It was just a great experience, I thought. It was one of the things that meant a lot to me.
That's nice.
Stacey, how about you?
So, interesting, the bus goes to a lot of senior places. We experience a lot of people changing their diets to be healthier, or maybe for medical benefits. So one of my funny stories is I have a gentleman that is meat and potatoes all his life, a burly man, and I've introduced him to quinoa, which I had on the bus, and I had to help him look up recipes on his phone, but he is now a quinoa connoisseur. So just funny little stories like that. We often exchange cooking stories and eating stories. So you're so right when you say food is life. Everything happens around it, important. And just to see how happy people are that they get to pick out their own food for the meals that they're planning. And like Kinya says, those extra bucks really come in at the end of the month when perhaps someone has run out of benefits, but they still have a little bit of money left over to get them through until the new month starts and their benefits come in. But we have a lot of funny stories about people cooking new things and me trying new things because of what people have told us. So
yeah,
lots of fun.
I remember a while back we had some turkey injector stuff that was from and I used it on a couple of my turkeys when I was doing I deep fry turkeys. Kinya knows this too. I'm a big smoker. I smoke meat, do barbecue. We could have a show on barbecue. That'd be a fun one to do. I could have maybe Zeus, the guy from Zeus Barbecue on or something. We could talk about barbecue. But I was using that stuff inside of the turkey, and I brought it in for a staff retreat that we had going on, and people were going, "Where did you get this?" And I go, "Well, I got it from the Greater Good Grocery. It was that Louisiana injector stuff." And they thought it was really, really good. And I said, "Well, we've got plenty of it there, so go shop."
So good. Absolutely good.
Yeah. So Kinya, as general manager of the grocery store, what's been the biggest impact on you personally?
I honestly, it's so funny when this week when we were in Detroit, I honestly really love my job. It's a great job. I think sometimes people, and I'm blessed because a lot of people that I talk to, my friends, they don't love their job, how much I love my job. But every single day it's always changing, and I like that. There isn't a set blueprint. So even if you don't feel like you're doing the best you can, there's always tomorrow, and there's always tomorrow to help people. And in knowing that people will always need the store is honestly one of the greatest gifts, and that makes my day as being the general manager, just helping people. I mean, not only that, my employees, and that's the one thing, even though I oversee the store, I feel like my employees, I really have the best assistant managers, the best employees, and I'm lucky that I've had my employees from the beginning.
Right.
So I think a lot of people don't, when I talk to people in management, it's always changing. We have the opposite problem at the store. We've had the same people, forever. And so that just, to me, that, makes me, or I feel like I'm doing the right thing, not only for the customers, but also for my employees.
Yeah. And Stacey, what's it been like working at the Greater Good Grocery, and then now as the manager of the bus?
Personally, it's I don't know, it's just like changed something in me. There's something about working in the community that you can make a positive impact on. So it can be very humbling. It can definitely bring you down to earth when you're running around, you're thinking about your whole life, and then you encounter someone and you just have very, wholesome conversations, and it really brings you back down to earth. Like, oh, okay, I'm here for a reason. Mm-hmm. So it's really seeing the people happy and satisfied, seeing people feel welcomed in the store and on the bus, people engaging with us. They feel, so strongly about what they're buying and where they're buying it from that they give us their opinion and they tell us what they want to see in the store. So all of those things add to our day and making our day better and making us strive to give better results to people. So that's what we're doing every day, is trying to bring more access and whatever makes them happy as customers.
Definitely.
This is an important thing. Thank you for sharing that. I've just passed my 18th anniversary at the Council of Churches.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Yay, and,
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was great. And one of the things that I am most proud of, and the people that I am most proud of too, are the staff.
Absolutely.
My staff are amazing, but and as you said to Kinya, the folks that are working at the Greater Good Grocery and in the bus, and the people that we get to interact with make everything meaningful.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's important to be able to like the people you're with and be able to serve the community in the right way.
Definitely.
So thank you for being a part of that story, Stacey.
Thank you.
Kinya.
Thank you.
Thanks
for
for
having
being
us.
on today.
Thank you for having us. I'm very blessed, and we are very blessed to do the work that we do. And thank you so much for just being a great leader
Yes,
in that.
thank you for a great
Oh,
leadership.
thank you. And for all of you, I pray that you would be kind and generous to each other. You have a great Sunday. It's good to be with you guys today.